welcome in our very own Steve Phillips. First of all, good morning and happy Thanksgiving.
Let's
just dive right in. The Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes well underway, but this being reported from Jeff Passan. Quote, if visits between Ohtani and a team are reported publicly, it will be held against them. How nervous would you be if you were a GM?
Yeah, I'd be really nervous. And I think that sometimes, listen, one of the things that drove me crazy as a general manager were leaks. It drove me nuts. And I was always trying to figure out where do they come from. I checked cell phone records. It drove me crazy because knowledge is power. I don't want people to know what I'm doing. And when it gets out there, I think it changes the dynamic of the competition. On the other hand, there's a part of me, maybe because I went to Michigan and I could maybe be a Michigan football coach. I'm thinking, go on the offensive here, stake out the Yankees, stake out the Dodgers, follow Andrew Friedman, and when they're meeting Ohtani, leak it. Let it work against the Dodgers and the Yankees when they have their meetings. And I think you can turn this around and be on the offensive side of it. Send an intern out, videotape them, go into their meetings, leak the story, and maybe it creates a disadvantage for some of those other teams. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Listen, with the power of cell phones, you never know, and I love the Michigan reference. You never know. Some people may call it spying. Others may call it sportsmanship.
We're cooperating with the investigation. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Sad news in the baseball world at the announcement of the passing of 1984 AL MVP, Cy Young and World Series champion Willie Hernández. What does his loss mean to the baseball world?
Well, you know, I mean, listen, growing up in Detroit, and I'm back in Michigan now, I mean, that 1984 Tigers team, they started out 35-5, absolutely unbelievable. And you think about what he was as a closer back then. He saved 32 out of 33 games. He made 80 appearances and threw 140-plus innings. I mean, it was just absolutely remarkable what he did. He was a workhorse, a bulldog, and it was near perfect that season for a team that really from start to finish was nearly perfect. I mean, they ran through the regular season. They swept through the LCS. They beat the Padres in 5 games in the World Series. And Willie Hernández was absolutely dominating at that period of time. And growing up in Detroit, Tigers fans, he holds a really special place in their heart for what he did being part of that very special 1984 championship team.
Incredible player and even better person. Steve, the Hall of Fame ballot was announced on Monday, but there's one name that you want to focus on amongst some of the other greats, and that is Chase Utley. What is your case for Chase?
Yeah, so it's interesting. So I think Adrian Beltre is a slam dunk on that ballot. I think Joe Mauer is an interesting discussion, 3-time batting champion. But the Chase Utley discussion is really interesting. So for me, I believe he is a Hall of Famer, not only for what he did during the regular season. He had great postseason numbers as well for the Phillies, a World Series champion. But his closest comp is Lou Whitaker, another former Detroit Tiger. Whitaker not in the Hall of Fame. I think he should be. We saw Alan Trammell get in by the Modern Era Committee. They voted him in, and I think Whitaker is going to get another look. But look how similar Chase Utley and Lou Whitaker are. The numbers are really startling how close they are overall. And here's the other part of this. Whitaker is a 75 WAR player. He has a career WAR of over 75. For Utley, it's over 64. Derek Jeter had a 72 career WAR. Lou Whitaker's WAR is higher than Jeter, and he's not in the Hall. So I think that either for Utley or Whitaker, they need the other guy to get in, and I think it makes their case that much stronger. So I think they're both Hall of Famers, and I hope Utley gets his due.
Pretty compelling comps right there. Speaking of big names, Brad Ausmus was just named as the bench coach for the New York Yankees. What can the Bombers gain by adding someone with his resume?
Well, as we know, the Yankees are driven by analytics. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Okay, they're not driven by analytics. But look, Brad Ausmus is a really smart guy, right? A Dartmouth guy, experienced manager. And I think he brings that experience with him, knowing how managers interact. He's been a coach. He's been a bench coach for Mark Kotsay. He's dealt with young players. He's dealt with veteran players. He knows what it's like to have to answer questions after the game. And so I think having a guy like Brad Ausmus with that resume next to Aaron Boone is absolutely going to be terrific for them. You know, he's He's had success as a manager. You know, sort of got let go when Joe Madden came in with the Angels out there, and he's interviewed for other jobs. In fact, he was runner-up for the GM job down in Houston when Dana Brown got that position. And so he brings a breadth of knowledge and experience with him. I think he'll also help Austin Wells, young catcher for the Yankees, too, in his development at the major league level. And so a lot of really good reasons why he's a fit for the Yankees.
Hey, listen, with the departure of Sean Casey, that coaching staff needs some big-time personality.
Yeah, I tell you what, the players, they're still not recovering from Sean Casey. The whirlwind that is Sean Casey, it will have a lingering residual effect there. And so I think for Brad Ausmus, he's going to have to nurse the players through that as well to help them overcome.
Certainly will, but we welcome him back with open arms. Listen, Steve, thank you so much and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, too.